This is the Friday wrap-up from the Rolex 24 Hours at Daytona, brought to you with our friends at MAV TV and the MAV TV Go app.
MAV TV Go is the ultimate app for experiencing the best in motorsports. With a premium subscription plan, you can unlock the biggest national series and legendary international races all in one place. You'll get access to everything from the Spa 24 Hours and Pikes Peak Hill Climb to Australian supercars and grassroots racing. Sign up now with the code RACER20 for 20% off of a premium monthly or annual subscription to stream anywhere on any device. Friends, sign up now and you'll get to watch the always exciting Bathurst 12-hour live and in full on Friday, January 31st, only on MAV TV Go.
Stephen, it's finally we've got a blue sky here in Florida. It's been, we've been here for 10 days. The weather has been dire. I mean, freezing cold, heavy rain at times. Finally, whilst it's still cold, bright sunshine, a little bit more Floridian, and looking like it's on the up for the weekend. We've had one practice session here at Daytona today, but some headlines coming out of that.
Yeah. It's last bits of fine-tuning going on ahead of the race, and in GTP, I guess you got to talk about the fact that Kamui Kobayashi set the marker. It's not going to be a qualifying beat of time at this stage in the race, and everyone's just kind of prepping for longer runs. But as a whole, Cadillac effort looking strong at this point. It
is. I mean, Kamui we're used to seeing in the FIWC, of course. His FIWC Toyota is here on the ground in Vendor Row on the TRD stand, so that's great to see. But all sorts of storylines coming out from that. We saw trouble for one of the Porsches in that session. We saw trouble for one of the Acuras in that session. The better news for BMW.
Yeah, so the 25, which caused a red flag in qualifying yesterday, it was out in force and it ended up third, I think, in the rankings. So it's a high voltage issue. That's what Andreas Roos, the program boss, said earlier today in the press room. There is a little bit of concern that it's not just affecting them, that we are seeing issues, and whether it's temperature related or not, nobody will tell us at this stage, but we are in for potentially a race of attrition in GTP if it continues like this.
Which we've not seen before in the era of GTP. GTD Pro, it was a Corvette fastest, but not one of the yellow factory Corvettes. One of those cars in trouble as well on the backstretch. It was the Trackhouse by TF Sport Car, the WeatherTech car that came out on top.
Yeah, the car that's got so many eyes on it this weekend, and it was Shane Van Gisbergen who, to anyone here who's familiar with NASCAR, and there are plenty of guys out here who love the NASCAR racing here at Daytona, they'll be pleased to see his name at the top of the leaderboard. And Faf looking good as well with the Lamborghini. They've moved to Lamborghini obviously this year from McLaren, and they've shown pace all weekend. They look immediately on this.
Yeah, and with Mustang setting pole position yesterday in Fine Fettel, that's another class that's wide open. GTD and LMP2, again, throw a blanket all over all of that. For me, what we're seeing through this week is the bronze driver group in LMP2 maturing, that those times are coming together. 5 poles in a row broken yesterday for Ben Keating by Dan Goldberg, and that same theme is kind of following through. It's Toby Sauer in the crowd striped by EPR car that set the fastest time today.
Yeah, 100%, and it's not just 2 or 3 cars in LMP2. AO Racing looks to be strong as well. Into Europol with Le Mans winning pedigree, out on their own and not with PR1 anymore. They're all in the mix here, and because it's essentially a specs class, because everyone's running Orekas this time, there's going to be nothing in it, and we're really looking forward to the end of that race when you're going to have all the pros in, and hopefully the sun will still be shining at that point and we can get to see some hot laps and some really door-to-door battles.
And the GTD finally, the final production class, finally we've seen some pace from Aston Martin. They've been quiet so far this season, or this race meeting, but Van der Steur Racing on their return to top class sports car racing for the first time in over a decade. Valentino Arzaclo it was that set the fastest time, and the Evo Aston Martin as it's got its day in the literal sunshine, but again very close, Stephen, across that 22 car class.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, it was always going to be interesting to see what was going to happen with the introduction of torque sensors, GTD and GTD Pro. Would they get the balance right immediately? As a whole, I don't feel like there's a massive gap between the top and bottom. There are some concerns though. Speaking to some of the Ferrari guys earlier in the Meet the Team session they did with some of the reporters here, there were some concerns that they feel like they're lacking a bit of top-end speed, but you never really know here. Nobody's showing their cards just yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Mr. Pierre Guidi, the AF course of GTD Ferrari.
Well, we've got the Michelin Ballot Challenge race underway behind us at the moment. Mazdas are done for the weekend after an astonishing multi-car shunt for them. HSR tomorrow morning, but the big race, of course, is the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. 24 hours of wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door, wheel-banging stuff to come. Do not miss it. And again, with our friends at MAV TV and on the MAV TV Go app.
Keep it locked to Racer, guys.